U.S. District Judge Alvin Hellerstein has extended an April 9th order for another 2 weeks that bars the Trump administration from deporting illegal aliens being held in the Southern District of New York without first providing them with an opportunity for a hearing. And in Colorado, a U.S. District Judge Charlotte Sweeney, appointed by President Joe Biden, has granted a request from the American Civil Liberties Union to temporarily bar the Trump administration from removing illegal aliens under the Alien Enemies Act. Now, this is kind of crazy because we have an unbelievable amount of due process being given to people who've broken the law. But we go on, and this is despite ongoing legal challenges to deportation efforts. The Trump administration has carried out more than 100,000 deportations since January 20th. In March, encounters with illegal aliens between ports of entry at the southern border fell by 94% compared to March of 2024 under President Biden. U.S. Customs and Border Protection encountered 29,065 illegal aliens nationwide last month, down 88% from the 246,505 encountered in March of 2024. Now, the Border Patrol's daily apprehensions nationwide were the lowest in recorded history in March, averaging 264, a 94% decline from the previous year. What a difference a president makes. Joining me now to discuss is senior news producer for the Daily Signal and host of the Daily Signal podcast and Problematic Women, Virginia Allen. Virginia, welcome back.
Great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's just talk about this. The border is effectively sealed. We've even now ceded Roosevelt National Park, which runs 700 miles along the border, to the U.S. military so that the military can apprehend illegal aliens and hand them over to the Trump administration's DHS. Lots of innovation here.
Lots of innovation. And really on every front, we're seeing that the policies of the Trump administration are working. Put quite simply, what the Trump administration is doing is simply enforcing U.S. border and immigration laws. These are laws that are passed by Congress. And then Trump, of course, has signed a number of executive orders to do things like reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy, restart construction of the border wall. But another facet, you named some of those numbers, listed some of those numbers that are so critical of just how drastic we have seen things change at the border in 1 year, really in 3 months, but go back to last March and it's just night and day difference. But such a big part of that difference has to do with the messaging that has come from President Trump, from Border Czar Tom Homan, and from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. They have just made so clear, if you come to our country illegally, you will be deported. And the images of illegal aliens being loaded onto those planes and removed, the prison in El Salvador, all of that combined with the enforcement of law has allowed those numbers to drop so drastically. And not only are those folks not being allowed into the country, they're just not showing up because the message is out, hey, if you come to our country illegally, you're not going to be allowed to stay.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.